In this moment from the Joe Rogan Podcast, the discussion turns to something millions of people rely on every day, caffeine.
Well, you talked about how you took this long break from caffeine, and then when you took it again, it was almost like a psychedelic for you.
It was like one of the best drug experiences I've had.
Ooh, it
makes all the difference.
Locks you in.
I never had ADHD. I had it for those 3 months.
That's crazy.
Michael Pollan describes quitting caffeine for several months and what happened when he drank coffee again.
Well, you talked about how you took this long break from caffeine, and then when you took it again, it was almost like a psychedelic for you.
It was crazy how great it was. No, it really was. It was like one of the best drug experiences I've had. It was 3 months off caffeine. I did this fast for this book I was writing, and then I was like, okay, now I'm going to have a cup. I was like, wow. And I tried to hold on to that. You know, I said, all right, I'm only going to have coffee once a week and not build up tolerance. And I stuck to that for a few weeks. And then I had like a Thursday deadline. And I was like, oh, I'll move it up a couple days. And slippery slope. And then I was back to every day.
What is being described here is a classic caffeine tolerance reset. When caffeine is removed for weeks or months, the brain regains sensitivity to it. So when someone drinks coffee again after a long break, the stimulant effect can feel dramatically stronger than usual. That is why the next part of the story becomes interesting.
I like a big French press where I could put a lot of grinds in there, make it super strong. When I'm writing, it's like, whoa! It
makes all the difference.
Locks you in.
Yeah, I had trouble writing that 3 month period. I really did.
I imagine.
My focus. I felt like I have pretty good concentration. I never had ADHD. I had it for those 3 months.
That's crazy. Yeah. Stephen King said the biggest problem for him was quitting smoking. He said when he quit smoking cigarettes, it's like he really felt a slowdown in his...
Well, it's that ritual. It's the drug, too.
Here the conversation shifts to an attempt to control caffeine use. Many people try limiting caffeine to avoid building tolerance. But daily routines, deadlines, and productivity demands make that difficult. That pattern explains why caffeine habits often return quickly. And the next part shows how quickly that happens.
And nicotine is another focus drug, definitely, like speed or something. But it's also, writing is so much about ritual. Like, I got my coffee here, I have my cigarette here, and between every paragraph. You know. So changing those rituals is really hard. I mean, I only smoked into my 20s, and quitting, made it very hard to write for a while.
Really?
Yeah.
Now the discussion moves into how stimulants affect focus and creative work. Writers, journalists, and creators often rely on stimulants to maintain concentration during long work sessions. Caffeine is the most common one, but it is not the only substance used for productivity.
But it's such a crutch.
Yeah, and you can't sustain it long term.
And that definitely messes with the way you think.
Over time, yeah.
It has to.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amphetamines.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's why caffeine is such a good drug. It doesn't have a lot of, you can overdo it. I think it improves your health and mental health up to about 8 cups a day. After that, your risk of suicide and depression go up.
The final part highlights an important distinction between stimulants. Caffeine is relatively mild compared to substances like amphetamines that are sometimes used for focus. While caffeine can build tolerance, its long-term risks are generally lower when consumed in moderation. But like any stimulant, dosage and frequency can still change how the brain responds over time. If you enjoy content like this, please like and subscribe, and share your experience in the comments. Thank you for watching.